Hey guys, and welcome to Ad2L Season 5 Serial Killers vs. BotoBurstingBoies, I believe. A little bit of their names cut off here. Surprise cast. Their caster apparently fell asleep or something, so I said I'll hop in and cast it for them. Give them, just have some fun, and it's always nice to cast games. I enjoy it. The Serial Killers guys are pretty nice, and I've casted for the Boto Bursting Peoples before. So, quickly go through the bans. We got Undying and Invoker, banned on the side of Serial Killers, as well as Void and Dazzle on the side of Boto Bursting. Jakiro and Necrophos picked up for the CKs, and for the BBBs, we've got Skywrath Mage and Ogre Magi. So a lot of magic damage coming from them. Nice synergy there with easy pick-off potential, even before level 6. That Ancient Seal damage and the stun, just the general nuke coming out from the two of them is insane. Plus, the combined slows from Ignite and Concussive Shot help them get some early pickoffs, and they can just rotate to lanes very effectively with that. Get some good solid picks. I kind of like the Necrophos pick. He's very tanky, and his Heartstopper aura will go through or really like help wear down these tanky support in the Ogre Magi. So it's kind of nice there. Plus, it's just the hero in general is very effective. He can really, like the Reaper Sight, the extra 30-second respawn time. A lot of people are like, it can really fuck up a carry who's trying to farm. If you're down for that extra 30 seconds, it can be really tough. The Jakiro is excellent for pushing towers, as everybody knows. Quality hero. Not sure if these might be two supports, but I think the Necro is probably going to be a core, and it'll be a support Jakiro. I'm assuming these will be two supports coming here. They might run it as a mid ogre. They could run it as a mid ogre or Skywrath, but I'm not sure yet. Serial Killers do ban out the Pudge. I don't know what was played in the last game. If maybe Boto Bursting picked Pudge and kind of maybe hooked them for days, or what? Or maybe that's just not a hero they like to play up against. But either way. The Nature's Prophet and the Spectre banned out by the BBBs, so some rat and global presence in a core banned out there, not wanting them to be able to rotate to help. Boto Bursting might go for a Legion Commander pick with the Skywrath Mage, something you see every now and then. Serial Killers probably looking for a mid laner core of some sort. Sorry, just had to fix some sound for a second. Probably looking for their core. Forgot where I was. Blah blah blah.
10 seconds to go.
Timbersaw is their choice of hero. So they pick up an offlaner. Unfortunately, the Timbersaw will deal very well with the Skywrath Mage, but the Ogre Magi has a lot of health, and the Timbersaw's Whirling Death will not remove his primary stat, which is not Strength. Unfortunately, even though he is such a tanky hero, and I'm fairly certain he has a higher strength gain than he does intelligence gain, actually. But either way, Chen picked up by the Boto Bursting Boys. They have three. They've got three very intelligence heroes, and I think I saw this before. Was it from them? And they ran a very strange Chen build. They went for Penitence and Test of Faith. Didn't you put Chen in the jungle with Holy Persuasion? They just kind of tried to use him as a roamer and a ganker, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I'm trying not to flame these guys like it's obvious that they're trying things out, which is good. I think it's good when people are being innovative and trying out different things and whatnot. I didn't think it was maybe the best idea, but I also don't want to say that it was for sure Boto Bursting Boys. It was another team in this league. What I was gonna go for is Serial Killers. If they picked up a Nyx Assassin here, you would have a field day. Skywrath Mage, very high intelligence support. Ogre Magi, very tanky. The mana burn can really screw him up as well. Chen, kind of squishy, but again, has high intelligence. Really do some damage. I don't know if Serial Killers has anyone that plays Nyx, but it would be a very solid pick here. Not to mention, just Nyx brings a lot of things to the table as well. The ganking potential, just the team fight spam burst damage from the the mana burn. Impale's very good crowd control when you can land it. They go with a Rubik, not a terrible hero at all.
Minions pick.
And then there's a few other things. I still like the Nyx pick. I don't know if they want to go for it as their 5th, because then that means they're running. These will be their cores: the Necro Timbersaw and Jakiro with their support Rubik and a support Nyx. Or I guess they could go core Nyx and support Jakiro too. Would work fine. BotoBursting, get some tanky front line in the Tide. Good. I think they need that. What they're lacking though is a farmer. Like, I don't see where their damage is going to come from as far as right click goes. And that said, same with serial killers. They might go last pick Chaos Knight. I've seen them do that once or twice. They're good with the hero. They like the hero.
5 seconds.
As well as just a couple other little things I've seen them do. But both teams need someone to farm and right click and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's going to be a very interesting game. Necrophos, and I'm not saying Necrophos can't be the farmer. Like, you could do something crazy and go like Radiance on Necrophos with a max Heartstopper aura, and just like then after that just go like Heart, Bloodstone, Scotty, and just run at them, and there wouldn't be anything they could do. They would just die due to your Death Pulse and Heartstopper. But Timbersaw does a fair bit of damage, and so does the Necro. Ogre and Skywrath can as well, but they're just a lot less sustainable. Also, none of them.
10 seconds to go.
They both do well with farm, but they both do well with minimal farm. Like Ogre,
5 seconds.
if you get him an Ags, he's basically 6 slotted. Skywrath Mage doesn't need a whole lot. Can do a lot with farm, but doesn't really need it. Tide right now, I think, is the most farm dependent. Chen can buy the Crow and all the wards in the world and just start with that 1 point in Holy Persuasion and still get a very fast mech. So, and Chen will probably, if they run it as a traditional Chen, they'll want to go for that Ags, I think now, especially being able to take over Ancients. So, gives Chen a little bit more late game potential, which I think is really good. Getting those Mud Golems and those magic resistant Ancients can really help break the base. Death Prophet banned out by BotoBursting. So, interesting choices. We'll see what serial killers here go for. I kind of like the Chaos Knight actually. They go with an Anti-Mage. A hero I didn't mention, but I think very similar to the Nyx Assassin. The Mana Break and the Mana Void will work very well with them, and just really screw them up. Even up against the Tide Hunter, if you can burn his mana in the laning phase, I think Anti-Mage can win that. Even if you get Anchor Smashed, but you have that point in Mana Break, just hit him a couple times. It'll still do some decent damage, and it'll really screw up his laning. He won't be able to Anchor Smash as much. At level 1, every hit is an Anchor Smash.
10 seconds to go.
Right, so you hit him twice, that's 2 less Anchor Smashes he can do.
5 seconds.
And when he can, I think he can do like 8. Was it 3 times 8, 16,
Reserve
24.
time.
Yeah, he starts off with about 250 health, maybe 250 mana, or 8. So quick math there. BotoBursting, they need a carry, and I kind of liked Anti-Mage for them more than I was thinking of Anti-Mage for them when I was thinking of it, but they need Vector's banned, Death Prophet's banned, Void's banned, Phantom Assassin's still in the pool. And I think PAU normally does pretty good up against an Anti-Mage. That crit chance can really burst him down, as he does not have that much health, and the blur chance. So that means in a man fight, Anti-Mage will usually lose that just due to the random number. And then if the Phantom Assassin is at all lucky, can just one shot them. Not to mention burst damage is. They go with a Medusa. Okay, so going for a Tide Ravage into the Stone Gaze. Words. Skyrath, I think we'll help them out against the Anti-Mage, especially after when she gets some points up in that silence. And I think you might want to max that silence first, like go 1-1-3 kind of thing, just to really shut him down. Plus the extra burst will help chew through his magic resistance. And that's another thing too, with the Rubik and the Anti-Mage, their team is very resistant to magic, and has a lot of sustain with the Necrophos as well. I think I really like Serial Killer's draft here. BotoBursting feels a little funny to me,
10 seconds to go.
I'm not sure who they're gonna mid and who they're gonna safe lane. Like, I guess Skywrath Mage mid, and it doesn't seem like they're sure either. They're using their little time after the drafting phase to try and probably talk things out. That or their tie's just AFK. Okay, so on the side of serial killers, let's introduce them first. We got Sugar Crisp playing the Medusa. Or not the Medusa, the Necrophos. I don't know why I was thinking Medusa. Then we've got Cornflake on the Timbersaw. Can't click on Anti-Mage. Here we go. Fruit Loops is playing that Anti-Mage. Rubik the Grandamegus being played by Weepix. And Jakiro, the Twin-Headed Dragon, held by Captain Crunch. Looks like the game is going to come underway, so I'll get out of this. And quickly introduce the Radiant team, the BBB. They've got on their Ogre Magi, Dramatic Technologist on Boo 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 on the Medusa. And then handling the Chen is Boto Kami. I'm not sure what that is a reference to, but Skywrath Mage is held by G Killa. A whole bunch of numbers on the Skywrath Mage. And then last but not least, guy who is apparently asleep at the wheel, Demon Zoro. Playing that Tide in the probably in the offlane. So Serial Killers is gonna look to rotate around. Huh. Just trying to figure out what they were talking about. Ogre Magi's going to the bottom lane, it looks like. Not sure.
30 seconds to
Then
showtime.
Chen's gonna want to the jungle. Drop a smoke? He did. Dropped it for... Probably wanted to drop it so that they didn't see it if they clicked on him. Anti-Mage doesn't have a ward out here. He's just gonna be scouting. He quickly pings out the Chen. Chen's got sentries but no obs. Deathmage does have an ob, so looking to make sure that nobody wards here. Ogre Magi looks like he's going to be farming the safe lane. Medusa's going to be up in the mid, up against a Necrophos. I think that's a matchup Necrophos does alright in. Medusa's really squishy early, and with just a couple points in with a point in Heartstop Rara, Medusa's going to have a bad time. Tide, like I said, could do okay, but he's gonna if he gets lifted and just right clicked a few times, even if they're not trying to kill him, but just burn off his mana. He started with a null talisman too for the extra mana. Oh, normally it'd be about 150, but with that extra 13, 3, 13, 26, 39 extra mana, he's right at 280-ish. Timbersaw up against the Ogre. Now are these two solo lanes and Skywrath sitting with Chen? Probably going to take... Okay, so Chen is going for a regular build. Going to look for some sort of creep, but there's a Centaur here. That'll be what you want. You don't want to get this... you don't want this Satyr. I guess he's just going to decide to farm. Medusa, like I said, that Heartstopper is just going to be tough. I think Necrolite will win the Harass War. Medusa's got a fair bit of regen, but he's already down to just slowly dying. Not a lot he can do about it. Because he doesn't want to pop Mana Shield, because then it's just going to suck all his mana away as well. Meanwhile, this top lane, Tide's going to be zoned out fairly easily by this tri lane. Weepix can quickly get that instant lift into an Ice Path, and Fruit Loops can get a fair bit of hits on there. There it is, one. Ice Path as well. They're going to look for the kill. Fruit Loops has a blink, one more hit, and there it is. Nice play by Fruit Loops. Nice play by all of them in general. Weepix almost going down to the tower there, but excellent coordination coming out from them. Captain Crunch, Weepix, and Fruit Loops working well together. It's good to see. Meanwhile, this very strange bottom lane is an Ogre going up against a tiny little Goblin. And I'm not really sure who's going to win this one. Normally, Timbersaw does really good against melees because they're traditionally strength heroes. But Ogre does all magic damage and is very tanky. Like 700 health at level 3. He's tankier than the Timbersaw. But I don't know. We'll have to kind of see how that goes. Oh, right now Ogre is out farming the Timbersaw. He's got 7 denies too. Jeez. That's going to really, really frustrate the Timbersaw. He's going to fall behind in experience a little bit if that keeps up. Meanwhile, the Medusa has rotated back to the well. Necrophos does have 2 points in Death Pulse. Not going for any points in Sadist. Probably get one here. We'll have to wait and see. I think picking up a value point in Sadist is pretty solid. Oh, sorry, more Skype messages coming through. And we have a pause coming out. Not sure what's wrong. I think they're dead body problems. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on. Just kind of wait and see what these guys said. Huh. So, Medusa's got a legitimate reason to be AFK. That was awful. Okay, Medusa's back. Everything. Medusa's back. Hopefully
All right, carry on.
everything is... Oh god, the puns! Ugh! They're so bad! Anyways, moving on with the cast. Hopefully everything works out. I think this Tide's gonna be in a rough spot. He's got that point in Kraken shell now. Jakiro's just gonna be like, and a fuck you with the dragon breath, the liquid fire. I can't speak words today. He's just TPing back to the mid lane. Deathmage was able to soak up, get level 4 though. Holy crap! I guess Necrolite does create a push. 2 points up in Heartstopper, so this is just gonna be really unfortunate. And Medusa's gonna be real sad. Yeah, this Medusa's just not having a good time here. Timbersaw, I think has he started to catch up a little bit? No, he's still falling quite a ways behind. Look at this. Ogre, that said, he might get a kill here. He needs to land 2 more Timber Chains, though. Nope, not gonna go for it. Just gonna harass him back. 2 more Timber Chains and he would have had a kill with a right click and a Whirling Death. But doesn't want to dive under the tower, which is fair. Especially in a lane where you're having a hard time, it can quickly turn around. I mean, Ogre is out of mana, which is one thing I didn't think of when I was talking about this. Oh, meanwhile, I missed Chen, apparently with a nice gank onto the mid lane, manages to get a kill on the Necrolite. I was going to mention that the Ogre Magi is going to have a hard time with his mana pool. If he gets hit by Whirling Death, he's going to lose that intelligence. Meanwhile, Dive coming out from the top lane. Fruit Loops needs one more last hit. There it is. Anti-Mage gonna have to blink out this. There it is. Those last two tower shots would have been enough. He needed that blink.
Tower's in bad shape.
Bounty Rune.
What's with all the scribbling?
Ah, whatever. Meanwhile, Cornflake's still starting to catch up a little bit. Has caught up in CS now. Fruit Loops though, 2 kills. Is falling behind in CS, but I think his net worth is yeah, he's definitely way up there. Invisibility Rune is bottom. Chen does have an Ursa now, which I think is one of the best creeps. Can farm very fast with it, the clap, and then just the toughness the swiftness aura. I think the Furbog's a little overpowered, honestly. Meanwhile, Necrolite has moved back mid lane, and this Medusa's not going to be farmed anytime soon. Very, very far behind. And whenever Necrolite decides to sit in lane, we'll be there. Surprisingly, though, Necrolite doesn't have that many last hits. End of death to his name, so he hasn't really been focused on those. More just trying to shut down the Medusa, which I think is a little unfortunate, because Necrolite can definitely be one of those heroes that does very well farm. If you can get an Ag Scepter on him, or just like a quick mechanism, your team is just so tanky. That said, I didn't even think of this. They picked a Medusa into an anti-mage. The late game is going to be... This Medusa is going to struggle this game. Struggle very hard. I can't believe I completely whiffed on that. Where was I? Where was I? The mana break's going to make Mana Shield nigh and useless. Demon Zero getting harassed back again. He's having such a rough time up here. But there's not a whole lot he can do. G Killa on the Skywrath has rotated around decently. Did manage to get that assist bottom. Ogre's gonna get a rune. Does have a ring of health. Tide. Looks like he just gets picked off again by the anti-mage Jakiro Skywrath. Or not Skywrath, sorry, Rubik combo. Rubik might not have been there, but just chased down by the anti-mage. Mana break too strong. And he's gonna go for that
Radiant's top towers in bad shape.
Those little quips back and forth between the heroes is fun. Ogre does pick up a Perseverance, so... Like, what are you doing, buddy? What do you think? You going Battle Fury Ogre? Like, is that a thing? I mean, it's that or a Lincoln's. I don't know. Casual Perseverance, next level? I'll have to wait and see. A Lincoln's I don't think is terrible. It could, you can use it to put it on the Medusa too. And help block the oh, mid lane though. Sugar Crisp is gonna get killed again. Almost turned to stone, slowed down. Chen there with the stomp, Skywrath with the slow. Nice team play coming out from the side of BBB. So I think they're starting to get more done on the map other than just the top lane. Nice ice pass comes through, just gonna slow it down. No Mystic Stake thrown out yet, but a concussive shot just to force him back. And boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Is gonna be there. Meanwhile, Tide in the top lane is having a tough time. More Liquid Fire coming out. Chen does pick up his mana boots now. This Chen has been playing fairly well. 2 rotations that have worked out in kills, which is always good to see. Unfortunately, he is fairly hurt right now. But, nonetheless, what's Medusa got on the Crow? Okay, just like a whole crap load of just little things coming out his way. Meanwhile, Timbersaw and Ogre, both of them have been pretty static. I think they're about even in farm now. Yeah, Ogre slightly ahead, especially, well, maybe not especially, but slightly ahead in the experience. We'll hit level 8 before the Timbersaw. Rubik does pick up an Invis rune. That could transfer to a kill. Demon Zero is out of mana, so Fruit Loops isn't doing too much more, but... Oh, no! He decides to not go for it. Needed 2 more right clicks. Kraken Shell. Good stuff. Jakiro does drop in the jungle, though. I think Chen might take out... Nope, 15 health. He manages to live. Timbersaw wanted to go in there. He gets fire blasted. Where's the Centaur stumps? One comes out. Or one gets juked. Cancelled. There it is. Now it gets sent up. No mana for silence, though. Timbersaw's managed to chain away. Centaur's got one more chain. Those are chalking. Those Centaurs are going to be very hurt. And that one's going to go down. Necrophos is rotating around, bottling up. We'll have enough for a pulse or two, or a pulse, but not gonna go here. Tide is back in the top lane. This Anti-Mage has been pretty much left alone. He's farming fairly well. He's got his Perseverance. I believe he should still be top of the net worth. Yep, by about 1,000. So he's in a happy place. Golden experience is going to be mostly even. Net worth a little bit in favor of the Radiant experience and the Dire, which, give or take a couple hundred, is not really a big deal. Looks like they want to pull this or stack it, I'm not sure. No, they haven't decided. Jen, what did you find? Another Bear? Garrus got a bunch of stuff. Support items coming out, basic stuff like sticks and whatnot. Wheatbix is wandering around in that Rubik. Got 1,000 gold, so he can pick up either go for the 4-staff, halfway to a blink, or pick up his mana boots. We'll see what he wants to do. Gonna find a haste rune, and he's gonna go up towards this Tide. Anti-Mage does have Mana Void back up. If he can get this Tide to about 200 health, that'll be enough. Rubik, I think you showed there. There's a lift onto the Tide and thrown onto the Skywrath, but looks like he's just gonna zone them out with that. Fortunately, this Anti-Mage has dropped fairly low to the Skywrath spam. Didn't get a point in Spell Shield yet, so he's gonna be taking a fair bit of extra damage. And with the extra creeps and the swiftness, they're going to be pushing this mid tower, clapping down that creep wave. Medusa as well. Got that Ring of Aquila turned on. Up top, though, it looks like they're going to make a go for it. Nice ice pass onto 2, lift onto Demon Zero, and thrown back. Unfortunately, the animate's dropping very low. Gets silenced up. Fade Bolt comes through. Mana Break, not enough damage. Demon Zero lives. Ice Path comes out, manages to split the wickets, though. No TP's coming out yet, but looks like they're going to be able to walk away. And an unfortunate mana break. I don't think the Skywrath... Yeah, he wasn't quite out of mana. But it did a lot of damage. Nonetheless, oh, Ogre Magi gets killed by the Timber Saw. Is that a solo kill? Yes, it is. And that's his Bloodstone. So, or not Bloodstone. Jeez. Soul Ring for his Bloodstone. He's gonna be happy with that. A little bit of extra regen and burst mana when he really needs it to get that Timber Saw off. 2 Hellbear Smashers, though. If he uses them to farm up or whatnot, but he's got 1,300 gold, so if he's going for that mech, he's over halfway there. Mid lane, looks like Jakiro's dropping low, gets healed up. Medusa's ulti is off cooldown. Sugar Crisp just standing there face tanking Medusa. Heartstopper is doing some damage. Oh, that Mystic Snake. That's rather painful. Top, Skywrath gets pinged out. They know that he's there. Fruit Loops is chasing back the tide. Got 1,000 gold in the bank, so getting towards that battle free is still about 1,600 away. Rubik sitting off to the side, really wants level 6, be able to grab something. So does Tide, though. Really wants to get that Ravage. Skywrath is just level 6, so they could potentially... Does he have a point in Gush? No point in Gush, so they can't go for the double slow Mystic Flare. But still no points in Spell Shield, not even that value point. Very interesting choice. Blinks forward, getting on the other side of that Skywrath, looking to burn off his mana. Gets silenced up, unfortunately. He might drop to this. Needs to get that Mana Void off. Blinks away. He's going to let his team finish off the Skywrath. Does drop him. This Tide's dropping fairly low. They're going to get a Macropyre onto him. They get a lift. No lift. Mana Void, but Tide still had a fair bit of mana left. Oh, Kraken shells off the Ice Path and gets the Anchor Smash. Timbersaw's going to look to come in. Manages to get the chain up, and a nice chain up to the top there. Gets that tree and Whirling Death through. So they lose their AM, but they do go 2 for 1. Bit of gold. But they lost their mid tower, and they're getting a lot of pressure onto this their bottom tower. So far, this Chen doing a very good job. Another clap comes out again. Nice plays coming out in Cornflake. They're really chaining their spells together well. Excellent play coming out from this Chen. But he's tanking the tower. You gotta micro that shit. Oh, Hand of God! He's still tanking the tower, though. Oh. And he lives. Jeez, that was close. Oi. But in the end, they do a lot of damage to that tower, and they almost got that Timber Saw. Just probably getting a little worried here. They were really... If he had a Centaur instead of a Hellbear, that's a kill. Another 2-second stun. Gets another Hellbear, though. That's a lot of clap damage potential. Where's this Rubik? Is he level 6? He's got his Anchor Smash stolen as well now. Sugar Crisp is coming through, getting some cleanup here. Macropyre goes down. So far, not going to catch anything. Ogre is running away, and this is a Battle Fury Ogre. I fucking love it. A right-click orientated Ogre. This is going to be something. This is going to be a game. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more points in Bloodlust for it yet, but I guess his magic is better early. But this is just fantastic. I don't even know right now, man. But I don't even know what to say about that. But what's funny is he's I don't know. Anti-Mage, I guess, has finished treads, but he's probably almost just as close to that Battle Fury as this AM is. Yeah, more or less. What do you do with this? I don't even know. Whatever. It'll be fun to watch. So lots of Chen creeps up here. They're gonna look to push in, but Jakiro, he's got his lots of ice pass spam, liquid fire, can drop the Macropyre just to zone them out. Unfortunately, this ward's gonna see him. If they want to rotate through and go on him, They get an ice bath. Gets lands on all three. Throws down a macropyre. They're gonna have to walk through that a fair bit to get in there. That's really doing some damage to the creeps and stuff. Rubik gets gushed up in anchor smash. Anti-Mage blinks in. Timbersaw rotates through. Gets a nice thing. Ravage though comes out, catches on all, and combination with the Stone Gaze manages to lock down just the Anti-Mage. Timbersaw does go in on the end. Everybody dropping very low. Jakiro manages to pop a Magic Stick and still alive. Necrophos comes in, drops the Reaper Scythe, but not enough damage. Didn't have a Death Pulse there. That would have been enough. Oh, manages to get outside the aura. Medusa's dropping very low, but has a Magic Wand. Manages to get healed back up. That and the Mystic Snake. Necrolite still chasing. Fortunately, even with the Haste Rune, just outside of range for that Death Pulse. So not sure. I think it was a 2 for 2 there. Chen might have gone down. Does have one death now. I think that's where he died. Ogre's in this bottom lane though. Doing alright. Getting hit by the Anti-Mage. He doesn't have... Yeah, good call. Wouldn't have done a whole lot of damage. They would have only done about 300 maybe. But that Ogre is getting close to a Battle Fury. He's only 20 gold away. He's going to have it before this AM. That said, AM did just die, so would have lost a bit of gold, but that's just funny. And I mean, he's gonna farm pretty quick with Bloodlust, and he doesn't hit soft. Top lane though, we got some rotations coming through. Rubik and Sugar Crisp are there. Oh my god. Battle Fury Ogre. Anyways, he's 900 away from his. Let's see what this Ogre does. I mean, look at the regen's pretty solid on Battle Fury. I mean, why not? Bloodlust, he's gonna hit not bad. I want to see him get an Orb of Venom still. I think that would be fun. Top lane, there's movement going on here, not a whole lot. Rubik's got Ravage though. I didn't even see that. Nice pickup, Wheatbix. It'd be kind of a tough spell to steal, especially if you're caught in the Ravage. Lots of time to get off that Anchor Smash. So if they don't know about this, this could be pretty shitty to deal with. Ooh, that Mystic Snake damage though. Rubik is TPing bottom. Looks like they want to make a go for it. Oh, they want to have this Ravage down here. Rubik's just going to run forward. He gets the Ravage, gets it on 3, and all of the creeps. They're TPing in. They're looking to blow up the Chen. That said, the multicast comes out as well onto the Timbersaw. Timbersaw dropping very low. Mystic Flare onto Fruit Loops into silence, and he drops down himself. Ogre right-clicks him down. No, it doesn't get it killed. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Tidehunter and Medusa, they managed to dive the Jakiro and the Necrophos. Get the kill, and that's Tide's Blink Dagger. And Ogre Magi doesn't go down. They only lost to Chen. They got 4 kills across the map. And they're going to get this bottom tower. Unfortunately, Rubik... Oh, multicast netted up. Gets hit, silence as well. Pops an urn. Gets right. He's going to get punched down. Nope. The Doves get the last hit. They just need to hit this tower. It looks like they're going to... Nope. No glyphs yet. Glyphs are already used. They do get to deny their top towers. They have another glyph they can pop. They do pop it. Rotation incoming from Timbersaw. He's going to try and go for this. Unfortunately, he gets silenced up. No mana for multicast. Dove comes out. No concussive shot to fly through though, so no silence. And the Chen does get the last hit on the tower there. Well, there's the Rubik they lost. He's going for a 4-staff, which I think is really solid. Mech is picked up by the Chen and Arcane Boots. Ogre's now going for a point booster. Like, is this just a Battle Fury for the sustain? Like, I don't even know, man. Ice Path onto Demon Zone on the Tidehunter. He's getting chipped down by that Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is level 11, has that second point there. He's finally got his Battle Fury. Quite a bit later than the Ogre Magi. Ice Path Macro Fire coming out into this Tidehunter. Unfortunately, Anti-Mage is silenced. Mana Void is on cooldown. They do lose the Jakiro to the Skywrath Mage. Must have just been some Arcane Bolts. Anti-Mage is starting to run away. He wants to go get that Battle Fury. Tide's looking for him, though. Unfortunately, very hurt. No mana for Anchor Smash. Gonna pick up his Battle Fury, so now he'll be able to farm and split push. And that is, even though you have a Battle Fury and Ogre, it does not turn him into Ogre Mage. So they won't be able to farm quite as effectively. Nice steal coming out from Rubik, though. Test of Faith, and he got the teleport version, not the nuke version. Maybe be able to save an ally or something. But so far they've only gotten 1 tower, but they've given up 3 to this Chen. This Chen's been playing very well, always having a decent-sized army and able to apply pressure on the map. Rubik sees him coming out there, and he's looking for a kill. Ogre Magi is going to Necrophos, gets a crit, and holy crap! That Test of Faith must have been damn near 300. Not to mention the hits from Ogre hitting very hard, but that Necrophos just melted. Always forget that Test of Faith is pure damage, and he had it at level 3 at the time, so it must have been right up there with the 300. Quite a bit of burst damage coming out. Cornflake is getting close to that Bloodstone. He's only... Oh, I guess he's still the Perseverance away. But he's getting close to the Soul Booster. Oh no, he doesn't need a Perseverance. He just needs the recipe... He needs a Point Booster and that other recipe. But Captain Crunch does look like he's gonna drop down. Oh, the Mana Void comes through and gets Anti-Mage a double kill. That was on the Chen. He manages to blink away from the Stone Gaze. Timbersaw's looking to go back in. He's still pretty healthy. Necrophos is as well. Death Pulse comes out. I think this Scarlet Mage is gonna drop. Reaper Scythe, no. Oh, Lift comes out from Rubik. Good stuff. Able to get there. It came off cooldown in time. They weren't able to get the Medusa, but they clean up 3. Only lost their Jakiro. Nice play. That Mana Void, though. Holy shit. Wasn't expecting that much burst damage from it. I wish it said how much damage each spell did. It just says Anti-Mage did 1500 damage. That was probably most of it from that Mana Void. What's Chen's mana pool? I'll have to see when he gets back. But they're going to be able to claim their second tier 1 off of this as well, which is good. And they've got their Jakiro in the mid lane, so maybe he can push forward and get a couple liquid fires into this tower. But we'll have to see. Chen's respawn now, so probably did 850 damage, assuming he was out of mana, because that's percentile, 0.85. Fruit Loops, what you doing? Okay, he blinks away. He's just looking to farm. I think they know he's in here, but not sure exactly where. He's going to run into Ogre Magi, though. Nope. Just kind of 2 ghosts passing, or 2 ships in the night. Anyway, he's just going to start farming up. Now, this Ogre... So weird. So weird. But, whatever. Because he's not building other right-click items, is the thing. So, I don't know. Ty does now have his mana boots and a blink dagger, so look for him to start going into a refresher orb. Necrophos, he's got the buckler, so he's getting close to that mechanism. That'll be good. Did he miss Q? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he didn't get that. He didn't get that second point in Reaper Sight. Probably just a misclick, which unfortunately happens. Not paying attention. Ogre Magi is bloodlusted and running up here, so he moves pretty quick, but kind of in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't really have a team around him either. They see him with their ward. They find him triple multiclassed under Sugar Crystal. He drops low. Anti-Mage is chasing the Ogre. Ogre slows them all down, blinks forward, bloodlusted, so he's sped up. His mana gets burnt, can't cast the Fire Blast, and there's a Reaper Scythe. That's going to drop the Ogre. Necrophos gets the kill, and he's going to be down for 80-some seconds. That's an extra 30 seconds coming out. That's going to be really, really frustrating for that Ogre. Down for over a minute at 24 minutes in. It's going to be tough. Not to mention it's going to really hurt his team. If they look to ball up right now and push mid or go for a Roshan or something like that, they're going to be short another player. And it looks like they want to go for the mid lane. They know that they've got a lot. They know that they have the advantage in numbers for the next minute, and they can probably take a fight. Plus, it's going to buy the Anti-Mage time to split push, and he is going for that match style. He's got that ultimate orb, and so he'll be able to start split pushing very well. And I think this is where we're going to start seeing the Anti-Mage coming online a little bit more. He's going to be able to TP around, use his Manta style, and split push out these lanes. Plus, now he can Manta out of the Skywrath illusion once he gets it. So him putting pressure on this tower forced a 3-hero rotation, and now they're going to be able to get this mid tier 1. So good plays coming out from CK. But unfortunately, this lane did push in and do some damage, but they did get the mid tower, so I think they'll be happy with that. Now the towers are all evened up, and the gold graph is and experience graph are very close. Anyway, just still ahead on the net worth by about 1,300. Medusa picks up her Manta style now, though. So Timbersaw gets a Bloodstone. Lots of items coming out for these heroes. So I think the next few fights are going to be really important for Timbersaw. He needs to be able to live through the first little bit and get some pickoffs, or make sure he gets some of those charges and is able to snowball off of that Bloodstone. Otherwise, it's just going to be a little bit sad. Anytime you get a Bloodstone and then die, it's just like worst day ever. You know what, Ogre Magi? I think he should go phase boots. Should have gone phases. Phases and an Orb of Venom, man. That's what you want. Ignite them and then Bloodlust yourself, and just right-click them. Right-click them in the face. Mystic Snake's gonna bounce through. That's gonna hit a lot of them. Help clear the wave out. That's probably where the nice thing about Mystic Snake is. It's free to throw out if you get a couple heroes. Multicast, triple cast onto Sugarcrest, and he gets bursted down by the Ravage. That said, Ravage stolen again by Weepex. Stone Gauge comes through on 3, but nice Ravage return from Weepex. Managed to catch 4. Unfortunately, so far it's a 2 for nil exchange. Mana Void onto the Skywrath, but he was at full health. Fruit Loops is gonna have to TP away. Weepex goes down. Another stun coming out in the Cornflake, but he's going to drop. This is going to be this mid-tier too. It's a 3 for nil. Cornflake trying to do something, but Shock him on cooldown. And now he's gonna. They might look to go high ground. It's pretty tough against the Chakram, and they lost most of their Chen creeps. But Ogre Magi sitting top. He's got a lot of health regen. He's just gonna sit up here and chip it. And their Medusa's in great shape. She's not hurting at all. Gonna look to a-click a creep, maybe. Ravage is down though, and with the rest of the other team respawning, they're gonna want to get out. But an excellent fight coming out from the side of BBB. They know Medusa's over here. They got a ward. They got an Animage chasing after. I heard the blink. Yeah, he's got his Yasha now too. So he's getting there. And finds a haste rune. This Medusa might be in trouble. It depends how ham this Animage wants to go. Oh, he went the wrong way though. Oh, he blinks and finds her, and she's burning her mana. Unfortunately, oh, the Mana Void is real though, and he gets the kill. So I think that quick fight is going to turn off into a very nice pick for the Anti-Mage. He gets a lot of experience and decent amount of gold for that. Could turn into a tier 3. There is a fort though. It doesn't look like they're going to bother using it. That's a nice quick tower coming out for the side of them. Captain Crunch there with Liquid Fire really helps with that. And Animage, he's got a TP. Doesn't, so he's just going to have to push this. That said, if they're pushing this they're going to force them back. Skywrath has a TP. So does the Tide doesn't. Chen doesn't. And their Ogre does. He's going to have his Ags when he gets back as well. So a fair bit of damage coming out of this tower. That Liquid Fire and the Catapult really doing work. Fruit Loops is going to have to back though. He's got his match style recipe in the bank. He's going to blink away. And that's most of that tier 3. So a really nice plays coming out for CK. Ogre Anti-Mage is going to just be blinking around. So the birds. The birds are real. I wonder where those went. There they are. And dook. Anyways, Anti-Mage is gonna continue farming, but what I was getting back to is this Ogre. The Battle Fury's pretty solid mana regen, and that's all Ogre needs. He doesn't need a huge pool because the bigger his pool, the more his Unrefined Fire Blast costs, right? It's a percentage base, so he can always cast it. So if he just has really high regen and can throw out a regular Fire Blast, then an Unrefined constantly, he's going to be more than happy. Animage does pick up this Manta style, so he's going to be much harder to deal with. I want to see him go for an HP item of some sort. Maybe a Vlad's. But I think he needs an HP item. I don't know. I guess try and go for a Heart now. He does really good damage, especially with the when he gets off the solid Mana Voids like he's been getting. And now that it's max level. But at the same time, he is very squishy to this Ogre. I mean, yes, mana shield, so he's got 62% resistance, but when you get stunned for that long, like 2 unrefined fire blasts into the into a ravage, or even if you've just got ancient seal, that means he's just like a regular hero with ancient seal on him, but he can manta that off. But it's just like 1200 health is not 1300 health, sorry, is not a lot to have to work with here. The ogre blast hitting away. Chen, I think, was very close to an Ags as well. Yeah, he's just, I think he's got the, yeah. He just needs the point booster. Medusa's farming well, and she's got a point booster of her own, so probably going, I guess that could be the start of a Scotty. Stun comes out, double stun comes out with a Necro, and that burns him down. I didn't see if that was a multicast. Jakiro's Ice Pass unfortunately missed. Not able to go on it. They just want it back. They've got their team, rest of their team nearby. Tide's quite a ways away. He's going for a Veil. I actually really like that. Ravage is a pretty solid magic damage, and then the rest of his team is other like the Skywrath and the Ogre. They all do very good magic damage. So I kind of like that. I think it's not a bad idea. Anti-Mage is blinking around, but nice Choctum comes out. Boto Kami on the Chen there's pretty hurt, but 500 away from his eggs. And suddenly Fruit Loops has another 2800 gold after finishing that Manta. So he's gonna be, he can get that that Reaver if that's what he wants to go. They see him there. They need the Skywrath Mage to silence him, but nothing else. Phase Boots are picked up by the Ogre. Ah, buddy, go Scotty now, please. Fruit Loops is gonna go in. He's going onto the Medusa. He blinks in. He burns a lot of damage, but unfortunately he gets Oh, the Chen comes through as well. That's a lot of pure damage. I forgot to mention. Mystic Flare comes out. So does the Veil, doing lots of damage. Everybody's dropping very low for CK. Stun comes out, finishes off the Necrolite. We get Ravage stolen again by Weepix. This guy is just a magnet for it. Pops him from the high ground. Manages to catch everything. Almost finish off the Chen. 48 health. The Choctum comes through and does manage to pick him off. Weepix dropping very low. He is going to get killed by a Fire Blast. Dramatic Technology is going to chase into the base. He's backing. Anti-Mage is back. He bought back. So did the Jakiro. I think you can go for this, buddy. Pop the Mana Void. Blink up and Mana Void him. Oh, he's getting blocked out by the Vision. The Ogre. There's a nice path. Blink. He's not going to Mana Void him. They're just going to right-click him down, finish him off. Yeah. No Mana Void needed. Just finish him off. So, lots of buybacks forced on the side of CK. They had to spend 2. The only 2 they had, it looks like. But they do prevent their base from taking any damage. And I guess they get... Fruit Loops does get a pick off on the return. But that next item's gonna be quite a ways away now. Not sure how much his buyback would have cost. Probably around 1,000 gold. So, and stuff. Chen now has an Ags and is level 13, so he can go grab 2 Ancients. Think big, buddy. Think big. You want rock golems. Timbersaw finds a regen rune. Does have Chen charges on that Bloodstone, so he's going to be actually fairly happy. And he's also very close to his eggs. They find the Tide Hunter, though. They're going to Chakram him, and just looking, he needs a couple more Timber Chains. Unfortunately, that one doesn't catch. He's going to have to wait for the next one. Tide manages to blink away. Timbersaw says, oh, I missed it. I'm not going to risk it and overcommit, which I think is a good call. Medusa's farming off the jungle with the Mantis out and is going for that Scott. He's got one ultimate orb and almost got another, so he's about 500. Another multicast comes out from the Ogre, and they're going to start trading blows. All his mana is going to get burned. Fruit Loops, drop the Mana Void. There it is. Big damage coming out from the Ogre, and he gets finished off. So you might have built the Battle Fury, but it doesn't mean you're Anti-Mage. Unfortunately, oh, Necrolite's ult comes out. Must have just been to slow the Medusa down. Most of it hardly does any damage. Nice stun there comes out, though. And the Stone Gaze as well. That's going to lock up the Timbersaw. He's going to be very close. Rubik manages to steal Mystic Snake. Ravage blown just on the Jakiro. Oh, he did catch the Rubik. Chen comes through. What was that heal?
Radiant's top
It
tower.
was just me. Jakiro was very low. Not sure where that came from. Must have been a maybe a mech and a death pulse at the same time. But looks like Jakiro healed up very quick. Tide is still chasing the Jakiro, looking to get a kill on him. Unfortunately, Captain Crunch is able to walk away. Rubik's there with a Force Staff, so he can lift the Tide and Force Staff himself away. He does manage to save his ally. For now, anyways. Anti-Mage Illusions have come in, and they're starting to do a bit of damage. Anti-Mage is sitting on the edge, has a Reaver, but doesn't have enough mana or the cooldown for Mana Void to really try and finish anyone off. But we'll look to see. Where is Anti-Mage right now? He's got most of that heart as well. Timbersaw's trying to get back to base. They're all trying to get back behind their tower. They know Ravage is down. Rubik's got Mystic Snake, so decent D-push. You combine that with Fade Bolt, that can be a lot of frustrating damage. No Ravage for a minute and a half. Drop some wards. Chen still hasn't taken over an Ancient, and it's making me a little sad. You're missing out, buddy. That said, that heal now on a 30-second cooldown is pretty legit. So, big heals coming up from the Chen in a team fight means he can get more. If it's a long, prolonged team fight, he can pop one early and then pop it again maybe later in the team fight. It is a lot of mana, so he can. It might be pretty tough, especially if he's throwing out a couple nukes. But potentially he can do it. Anti-Mage farming away. He's almost got that heart, just 900 away from the recipe. What's this ogre doing? He's got 1700 gold. Not sure what he wants to do yet. Ice Path comes out onto the Skywrath Mage. He gets lifted up, still inside of it. Brief Dual Breath as well. I think he's going to drop to dots here. Needs one more Mystic Snake. 4 staff away from the Rubik. They don't want to overcommit for the Skywrath. So, I don't know. Might have been able to get it, but at the same time, they're trying to play it safe. They know they're a little bit behind. Not a whole lot, but they are a little bit behind. Test of Fate comes out. He's going to send the Skywrath home. Medusa did finish her Scotty. Good plays. That said, Sugar Crisp unfortunately gets multicast, it looks like. Anti-Mage shows up, and he wants to do some serious damage. Can't get the Ogre low enough to make the Mana Void worth it, but is there. Now, Medusa's approaching a mana threshold where if she's empty and Anti-Mage gets a Mana Void on her, that's like one-shotting the team territory. Because it's 1.1, so 1,000 mana, 1,100 damage, right? You're empty and you're at 1,500 mana, so that's probably looking at, well, it's 15 or 1,650 magical in an instant area. That kills the Skywrath, not the Ogre, kills the Chen, and if it kills the Tide, and that's might kill the Tide. That's from full health though. So if they're all sitting, down 200 or 300 health, that can be like instantly. And with how much AoE they have, the Necrophos, Death Pulse, Timbersaw flying around there, Jakiro, Fade Bolt, whatever Rubik has stolen, it's not unlikely. This Tide is invis, so he is scouting them out, following around Cornflake. Anti-Mage is off split farming though. He does have that heart now, so he's very tanky. Probably wants to go for a Butterfly next. Kind of a mid damage item, just really solid on the Anti-Mage. Lots of damage. Gonna like to push this out. He's gonna blink off to the side. Like he's trying to circle around. Sees the Ogre. Chen's Test of Faith comes out. Not sure why. Maybe just to heal himself up a little bit here. Necrophos does manage to wander away. They're looking. They might find an Anti-Mage here, but they have a hard time killing him now with only the one silence. They get a penitence on him. Manta style. Now that he's already manted, he can get silenced, but they're going to lose their Chen before that. Nice Stone Gaze coming out. This is going to turn. They're going to lose their Jakiro. Silence onto the Timbersaw. Mystic Flare. Mana Void comes through, but not enough mana is burnt on the Medusa. They're going to lose their Skywrath. Maybe Nice Force Staff needs to blink and finish. 2 more right clicks. Managed to get him killed. So far it's a 2 for 2. Rubik's got Split Shot. That's like the most underwhelming thing ever. Medusa's gonna get away, so a lot of damage from that Mana Void. Wasn't quite the explosive burst that he was looking for. Didn't burn all of Medusa's mana before casting it, but they do end up going 2 for 2. More or less an even trade, I think. And anytime you're doing this, you're letting the Anti-Mage be able to go back, push the lanes out, and keep farming, and just get the more resources for the team. So he's got 2100, so can work towards that Butterfly. Boo Boo's got 3000 gold towards the next item. Not sure what he's gonna go. Might not be a bad idea to get a Lincoln's. They don't like if that can block the Mana Void or a Reaper Scythe kind of thing, it'd be pretty solid. Gonna go for the Butterfly, so going a more damage based Medusa build, and then I guess that does help against the Anti-Mage in general, just with the mana break, the evasion chance. And it kind of forces him to go for a Monkey King Bar, which is not really an Anti-Mage item. Additionally, it doesn't really pass anything to the illusions, but at the same time, it's a good item in general, and it might be something he has to look for now. Meanwhile, they're going to see him. They're smoked up. Anti-Mage blinks into 5, though. He's going to get multicasted in silence, and he's going to get bursted down. What? Look, had this ward up here, thought he was all good. Blinked into 5. Unfortunately, didn't have anything on the mat. And Fruit Loops is getting salty with it. Oh, that's funny. Oh. That. Fuck, that's funny. Ogre is going for a Mjolnir now. What is this Ogre build? Dual Chalkham's coming out. That makes it very hard to push high ground. Nice Stone Gaze coming from Medusa. It's going to freeze the Rubik, catch them on all. Rubik did get Stone Gaze of his own. So far, not a lot of damage. Ogre's dropping very low. Ravage comes out, though. Chen heal as well. They're looking to gonna finish off Cornflake. Rubik pops Stone Gaze. Unfortunately, not a lot. No one gets frozen, but the double Chakra manages to finish off the Chen. Ogre Magi is dropping very low. Might tick down. Does tick down to the Jakiro. Meanwhile, they lose the Anti-Mage. Medusa is very low as well, but I don't think he's in any danger. Timbersaw managed to finish off the Tide Hunter. Rubik's getting hurt. You gotta watch out. Cornflake, you probably don't want to be here, buddy. Doesn't have mana left for a Chakram, really. So, they go 2 for 4. Anti-Mage did buy back. Did he die back? It looks like he did. After that. Yeah, I guess he did, but... And that's quite unfortunate. That's going to be... There goes all of his item progression. He's very far away from getting anything now, unfortunately. But it was a good hold. It was something he had to do. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. It's unfortunate. But that Medusa... She's gonna be fairly close to her Butterfly. She did live there, and if they had that hard of a time taking her out, I'm worried about what they're gonna be able to do. Normally, Anti-Mage is something you can counter Medusa with, but take a look at the net worth. They're pretty even, but that effective health from the Mana Shield is still pretty good. Like if you can get the illusions on her and right-click her a little bit, that does shred through her mana pool very quick. But it's just. With that evasion, it's going to be tough. She's going to be dodging a lot of those attacks, even from the illusions. So, anyways, definitely has to go for the Monkey King Bar, I think. Chen goes for a Force Staff, good mobility item. Help save himself or one of his cores. Tai is now going for a Refresher, which I think is fine. Obviously, it's a very good late game item. And with the Veil, he's got the mana. He'll have a really solid mana pool to deal with it. In order to cast off, as well as some solid regen, that extra intelligence just being converted by the for the regen. I think that's good. Are they looking to smoke up here? Yeah, they are. See where they want to go. Looks like Timbersaw's going to Lincoln's, right? Yeah, he's going Lincoln's. Jakiro's coming through. He's going to land an Ice Path on 2. Rubik pops his version of the Stone Gaze, and he manages to actually freeze 2. They're taking a lot of damage here, though, and the Chen's going to drop. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage is getting focused down, but not going to drop. The Reaper Scythe doesn't really do a whole lot in that fight. Ogre Magi throws out a stun, doesn't get the multicast. Chen's looking through, gets the Mana Void off, doesn't end up finishing anyone off, but it does a lot of damage to the Medusa, and they do drop the Medusa. Tide comes in for a late Ravage. Rubik, unfortunately, only gets Anchor Smash. They're still chasing the Tide. They manage to lift him, and they're going to throw him back into them. Timbersaw shows up, and that's really going to help clean up the Tide. And it's a quick 4-0. How hard are they going to chase this? They're going to chase the Skywrath Mage pretty hard. Fruit Loops is taking tower shots, though. He's got a heart. He's looking for the Skywrath. Okay, buddy. Dive territory here. Oh, God. Oh, God. He gets one more hit. He's going to make it out. And so, with the heart, doesn't even have to worry about going back. Getting 70 health per second, so he'll be fine in a handful of seconds. And with the liquid fire and this giant creep wave, they're going to do pretty well. Medusa's going to have to buy back, and without an ultimate for 25 seconds, she won't be able to do a whole lot. They're going to take some serious damage to this tier 3. They're probably going to lose this tier 2 top after as well. So excellent objectives coming to the side of CK, and that's the fight they needed. That was an excellent play by Rubik. Wheatbix is playing out of his mind. He's stolen Ravage, I think, 3 times, and Stone Gaze as well, twice now. That's a quick lane of racks coming out for them. So, good plays all around, but that Rubik play for me is MVP of that fight. They're gonna look to go for the tier. They're gonna look to go for another lane of racks. I think that might be okay. They know Ravage is on cooldown. What are the buybacks? Yes on the Medusa, but that's it. Maybe not. They're just looking to push it in. They're gonna back out after getting that mid lane. Don't want to force it too hard. Maybe throw something away. I'd like to see them go for Roshan, which, since they're all TPing to their tier 2, makes me think that's what they're going to do. Rubik's actually going for a BKB and has a casual cloak. Some interesting choices out here. Fruit Loops finally farming up that Ancient Sack, getting towards that MKB. Has he got any other pieces of it? No. But he's getting close. Once he gets that, I think they'll be in pretty solid shape. Even though it's not exactly an ideal item. And if he can finish that before Medusa can finish her Butterfly, she's going to be pretty sad. Usually you want to have that where you have the full evasion, because the Butterfly's 35, this is only 25. That full evasion chance for a little while before. Chen wanders down into the pit though, manages to get 4-staffed out. Nice Medusa Stone Gaze coming out from Bobo. Freezes 2, the Timbersaw and the Jakiro. Mana Void comes out, doesn't really get anybody. Mystic Flare does drop the Timbersaw. Chen's ulti does manage to heal everybody up, and the mech as well, but everybody else is dropping low. Ravage comes through, catches 3, no forward quad multicast onto Fruit Loops. He doesn't take a whole lot of damage from it though, such as the Animage. She's dropping pretty low to the right clicks, whatever. Sugar Crisp is trying. Captain Crunch dropping low. Animage manages to blink out, and they lose their Necrophos. Animage is still alive, so it's a 3 for 4, and quite a man fight. Mjolnir now completed on the Ogre, and they're looking to deal with this Roshan. Ogre hits pretty hard. Animage, they're pinging out their tier 4s. They know that they're taking damage. They know that they're in Roche, though. Timbersaw TP's in. Is he going to look to make a play on this? Come on, buddy. Throw in a Chakram. Oh, what are you doing? Unfortunately, they got no tier 4s. Animage is gonna make a play. He's going to go for the base. He's going to go for their tier 4s. Manta style splits the illusions. Medusa gets the Roshan. She doesn't have room for a teleport scroll though. Oh no. Okay, she dropped her quarterstaff, but they lost a tier 4. They've lost both their tier 4s though. Oh. That's very nice heads up play coming out from Fruit Loops. Recognizing that he can get there and do that. Okay, so he didn't lose both. That one's got 41 health left, but that's terrifyingly close to an exposed Ancient. Gonna go back and farm these. So he'll have BKB for Wheatbix. Nice. He's gonna have one Javelin. Still, wait. Oh, he has them both now. Okay. So he's got his Javelin. So he's got his. Oh, he's gonna go onto the Skywrath Mage. 4-staff's the wrong direction though. Mana Void not quite enough. Didn't really burn a whole lot. One more right click though. That'll do her. Medusa's off to the side, and he's going to have to watch out. This courier's going to take an interesting path like that. Doesn't want it to get picked off, though. Okay, he's going to back off. And that's his Monkey King bar, though. Medusa's going to be pretty sad. Quarterstaff's still sitting in there. Timbersaw wants to get out. No, he got a haste rune. That's fun. So, they're going to probably look to finish and push in this top lane. Animage is probably feeling pretty strong right now. He's taking a couple fights, doing a lot of damage to this Chen. Don't go all the way up there though. The Ogre Magi comes out, doing some good damage. Nice Stone Gaze coming out again. Wheatbix gets it again. Ravage from Demon Zone though. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to pick off Fruit Loops with that as well. Stone Gaze from the Rubik though. He's just trying to slow them down. He's going to want to get himself out of here. He TP's out. 4-staff. Was that his? That was his? He canceled his own. Oops. Oh, he must have tried to shift Q it and decided it wasn't gonna work, or did he just 4-staff anyway? Didn't think he would make it off. I'm not sure there. I guess he's gonna make it, so it was the right call. But I was just a little bit worried. Timbersaw at 8 charges with a Lincolns and an Ag, so he's doing pretty good. They got to make sure they don't get counteracts here. Otherwise, this game is going to be a little scary. 2 buybacks coming out, 1 for Jakiro, 1 for Necrophos, and I think that might be enough to deter them. The Ravage is on cooldown, and they don't have a refresher for it. It's on cooldown for 100 seconds. Ogre blinks forward, only gets 1 stun. No multicast coming out there. He puts the Mjolnir buff on himself, though. These double chakrams are really cleaning up the creep wave, and they're going to have to back off of this. Medusa still has the Aegis. Did pick up her... still got a quarterstaff there. Still got a quarterstaff right there. Oh, well. Ogre's now got a Blink Dagger. Oh! That's unfortunate. Anyways, Tide does pick up a Refresher Orb. So, good stuff. Excellent farm coming up from him, and he's going to be pretty happy with that, especially in the late game. That extra control for the Anti-Mage is going to be really handy as well. And I think I want Anti-Mage to go, like, maybe... Sulcurious? Is that a thing? I don't know. Needs more damage, I feel like, or more survivability in some way. Maybe Butterfly is still the answer. Yeah, Butterfly would be pretty solid. But looks like this is working out to be a pretty long game. Medusa's got that Aegis for a few more moments. How much longer here? Medusa's got that Aegis for another minute. Or, no, it's going to expire right now. It only lasts for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, 1 more minute. Sorry. The clock is hard. I wish it was digital. But at the same time, Rubik has a headdress now, but their Necro has a pipe and a mech. Casual headdress for the win. Another big push coming up. They've got their double Ravage up now as well. Bobo's feeling pretty strong. Got a minute left on this Aegis. Got to make sure that it doesn't time out in the middle of a fight. Anti-Mage is up here. Captain Crunch is here as well. He's got a Veil of his own. Sugar Crisp as well is pretty tanky. Looking for that Yules. Ice Path comes out. It's just going to slow him down. The double Chakrams. Just pushing him back. It's so hard for the creeps to push up into this. Bobo's going to run up onto the high ground, start split shotting off the tower, does get frozen, lifted up by the Rubik, and pulled further in. Ravage number 1 comes through, hits on everybody, refreshes, another Ravage as well, and that's an excellent Ravage coming up from Demon Zoro. Nice plays from him. They're going to be able to get the Timbersaw. Timbersaw actually suicides himself. The Anti-Mage blinks away. Timbersaw has buyback. Interesting choice, suicide into the buyback. They're going to lose their mid lane of Rax. I don't think Fruit Loops and the Timbersaw can do it on their own. And that was just such a good initiation from Demon Zoro. I am just very impressed with him. He calculated his mana just right. He even got off the Veil after the first Ravage for that extra damage. And he Anchor Smashed in between, was timing it just, like, had it all just perfectly mathed out. Like, good plays. But this Ogre build, as weird as it is, I mean, you give anybody farm. Oh! That's a Mana Void! Comes through onto the Ogre and quickly cleans up 2. Gets a double kill, and they're going to go for this Medusa. He's trying to TP out. They don't have any way to stop this, though. Mana Void's on cooldown. I'm not sure what canceled it. I didn't see it. Did they... Oh, right, he's got a Monkey King bar. Duh. Jeez. Ripped casting career after this game, though. Holy crap. But good plays coming from them. So, unfortunately, they do lose that other Rax. I think there's 3 buyback. Everybody on the side of BBB has buyback. So they can't even, like, mid-death ball it. They're trying to. Medusa's gonna buy back, Ogre's gonna buy back, Skyra's gonna buy back, Fruit Loops is gonna go, well, fuck. And probably just stay there. Gets 4-step further into the base, silence up, multicasted again, and Chan ult comes through and he gets killed. Greedy play coming out from him and he's gonna pay for it. And the pings come out. He's got buyback, but that is not the way you wanted to use it. Medusa's cells, If BBB get wiped here, they have buyback on Chen and Tide, and they might be able to. It could be a good play for CK, but boy, risky Dota is risky. Ogre Magi is just being balls to the walls. I'm a fucking ogre up in your junk. Rubik, nothing stolen yet. Double Chalkum coming out. That's doing a lot of damage on top of the... that's a quick death for that Ogre Magi who thought he was pretty tanky. And they're going to look to disengage. The Medusa TPing out. Rubik, unfortunately, doesn't force staff into range. Animage is blinking forward. He's looking for the Skywrath Mage. Blinks forward. Animage gets hit up by the Rod of Aoi. And the Skywrath Mage is going to get sent home. Chen's like, well, rip me, brother. Animage blinks forward. He's going to burn some mana. Chen's got a very large mana pool. Just needs a little bit more. Right. Decides not to use the mana void. Might have been a kill. Gets slowed again. Tide might pay now. He does get the Ravage. He's got a second one. It looks like he wants to re-engage. He refreshes and throws it out. Rubik throws his out first though. Tide's gonna drop before he can get a second Ravage off. What a play from Weepex and the Necrophos there. Stunned him up mid-animation. The mana void comes out from Fruit Loops and he gets the kill. Medusa's getting sent back to base. He's going to get back. Tide buys back and Ravages, but it's kind of wasted. There's no follow-up for it. Medusa's all the way back in the well. This could be it. They got to go for the throne here. They get that tier 4. Their double Chalkum comes out as well. They're losing their Chen. Gets nice Ice Path coming out from Captain Crunch. Catches 2 and they finish off the Chen. No more buybacks for the team, and they're going to be able to go for the throne. They use the glyph, looking for it. Medusa's pew-pewing from the high ground, but the Ice Path and the Chakram Tide mid-Gus animation gets stunned up. This throne's going to go down. They don't have any way to clear him off. Medusa's got no ult. There's no Tide Ravage, and good game. Well played. CK come out with a nice team fight at the end. Excellent plays coming out from both teams. But fantastic game. That was a great one to watch. Nice plays coming out from both CK and BBB. I'm glad they got me to cast that one. That was great. If you tuned in on Twitch, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. And if you're watching in Dota TV, thank you very much for buying the ticket. We appreciate the support. Now, you can follow me on Twitter, @WolfDota, or on Twitch, you can follow as well, again, on WolfDota. And then if you're on YouTube, you know where you are, but it is @WolfDota on YouTube as well. Nice to have the same tag for everything. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you guys have a good night.